Welcome back. OECS leaders will on Wednesday gather in Fort-de-France, Martinique for the meeting of the authority. Critical to the deliberations is the sustainability of all the OECS's organs. Director General Dr. Didicus Jules says the time has come for the financing of the work of the OECS Commission to be less of a burden on government and taxpayers.
We want to ensure that there are no problems in the financing and the operation of the Commission. While ECTEL is self-financing the Supreme Court and all of the organs of the Supreme Court, the ECCB and so on, as well as some of the CARICOM institutions. So governments, from our end as an organization, we are doing everything possible to rationalize and to ensure that we offer value for money to the governments. We are very conscious of the fact that these are difficult times, and therefore we have to show the value that we bring to the table through OECS integration.
Another critical issue on the agenda is the establishment of a competition commission. This body would be responsible for overseeing mergers, consumer protection, among other issues.
So setting up that sort of competition commission will look at issues of mergers, acquisitions, ensuring competition in the market, looking at issues of price control and so on. One of the things that we are trying to do in the OECS is to make this not just another bricks and mortar institution or very costly institution, but to use the latest technologies so that we can leverage the consumer, him or herself, in that process. It is conceivable that we can develop an app, a mobile app, through which a consumer going into a supermarket would look at a price of chicken back, if it is price control, and see a case of price gouging, and using your mobile app, immediately report that price gouging. With the attendant support from appropriate legislation and so on, it means that we would have at our fingertips, rather than 520 price control officers running around the country trying to keep tabs of things, that the public becomes empowered to be the watchdogs of their own interests.
The OECS Assembly is expected to debate the proposed legislation for the Competition Commission at its next sitting. Meantime, Martinique will take its rightful place as a member of the OECS on Wednesday. The French department has gained associate membership to the sub-regional grouping. Sister Isle Guadeloupe will be observing the proceedings after submitting its own application for membership. The OECS Director General says this augurs well for the OECS, adding value to its population figures, further enticing investors, opening new opportunities for commerce, tourism, and cultural exchanges. However, Dr. Jules has cautioned that there will be no immediate ease of travel restrictions because of Martinique's inclusion in the sub-region.
Because Martinique is part of the French state, our provisions with respect to freedom of travel, ease of travel and so on will not immediately obtain. We have to be very careful about that. And in fact, if the truth be told, we've done ourselves a bit of a disservice with some of the illegal migration that has happened and the reputation of St. Lucians, for example, in Martinique. But these are things that the deepening of relations will actually help to iron out those problems and create a more structured basis for a more easy intercourse of people.
There is high expectation of Martinique acting as the gateway to France and Europe for OECS manufacturers. While there are boundless avenues for gains, Dr. Jules says there has to be an improvement in the standards to meet the market requirements.
And it will be a strategic advantage for us because through Martinique and Guadeloupe can now be a doorway that can help us have easier access to France and the European market. But let's be clear about one thing though, the standards in terms of importation of goods and so on are at a much higher level than obtains elsewhere. So it will also be a challenge for us if our manufacturers, for example, want to enter that market to up their game in terms of standards and so on.
OECS Director General Dr. Didicus Jules.